Hi, Total.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a long time coming. Obviously, we played like games and everything on stream and whatnot, but I don't think we've ever really done like a collaboration thing on YouTube.
No. Until now.
Until now. It's only took us to 1.0.
It's only taken us 5 years.
Yeah. Nine days until thinking is... I'm curious on... because a lot of people I've been thinking, oh, is this a new playthrough? Is it a new a podcast? What is it?
Yeah.
It's just a video.
Yeah, we just thought we'd chat, you know?
Yeah. We just chat about what we've kind of, mainly on the previous update, teaser that we just received, with the whole explanation on the quantum stuff and all that kind of thing. So it could be just a one-off, and maybe, I don't know, we do something in a month's time or 2 months' time.
Yeah. Or if people really like it, we could maybe do it next week as well. Depends.
Yeah.
Leading up to
True.
1.0, because we've got another teaser video, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. To be continued. I was so annoyed when I saw that. I was like, oh, like, we got to wait another week. But yeah, should we just jump straight into it, to be honest?
Yeah.
Should we? So I think the first thing was you saw something at the end of the video, right?
Oh, yeah. So when I was looking through it, I caught in the left-hand side a new window, or what I perceived to be the new window. I didn't have the hexagonal window in front of me that we already have in game. And checking over that, it is a different window altogether. So that's a new buildable for us.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the only thing there, apparently, which I totally missed.
Yeah, because I was watching your premiere when you did that video, and I saw you talking about it, and I looked down, I was like, that's a weird looking shadow. And if you look at it, it's kind of like the shape of steps. So I'm just wondering, are we receiving like 2 meter stairs and 2 meter foundation, 4 meter foundation steps?
Yeah.
So, because really we don't need the 1 meter, right? Because So, and I don't think there was anything else majorly new except all the information about
the Somersloop thing, just that little elephant in the room. Yeah, no, I when you pointed that out to me earlier, I thought it was just a shadow from the railing, but then looking at it a little bit more in depth, it looks like it could definitely be some steps, which is cool, because we don't have anything like that. We had the stairwell, which I always felt was a bit too small, and then we have the catwalk walkways that are ramps and stairs.
Yeah.
So I'd like to have an actual buildable piece that we can use without having to cheat it in there using beams and pillars all the time.
Yeah. Just kind of like cheating away. Because normally, obviously in past, you can, with the update, you can just hold control and you can kind of put it onto there and change it and all stuff. But that's all old news. But we got good news. We've now got Mark 6 belts.
Yes.
Which is confirmed. So let's hear your thoughts on it first.
I don't think people have let it sink in just how big a change this is to the game. And I think the whole of everything that we're getting in this is really changing. It's going to change the way that we play the game.
100%.
So first off, with the Mark III miner, with able to use that on a pure node now, fully overclocked, that's 1,200 resources per minute. So far, we've only been able to do 780 as a max output. So you take that 420, and I was looking on Satisfactory calculator earlier today as to how many pure nodes there are. And yes, they are moving some and removing some, but there's 120 pure nodes. Yeah,
but you got to think about it, right? It's like we're going from 780 to 1,200, and that's what. 40% increase.
Yeah.
On top of what we already have. That's 40% more ore. And then plus they've been rebalanced around the map and all that kind of stuff, which, yeah.
Well, I was looking at it, and if we assume that there are 100 pure nodes, that's 42,000 more items per minute. If you're a min-maxer,
Yeah.
And that is a lot. And yes, it may be basic resources like iron and copper, but obviously later on we're going to talk about how that's really important because of the new converter. But the other thing with the Mark 6 belts is how that's going to affect logistics in the end game, I think. So the big thing at the moment, most people use either trains or trucks. Some people are like conveyor through thoroughbreds and just use that for their playthrough.
Yeah, just straight all the way through. I can't do that. I have to use one piece of, even if it's just one truck at one time, I have to use one of everything. That's me. What do you use? Do you use them all? Or?
I am a train purist. I'm going to try and do a bit of everything for 1.0. But it occurred to me because of that, how much this is going to affect us, because the amount of resources that we're going to be getting per minute for a train input, we're just going to have trains paused in the loading system all the time. So that's going to change the way that we run trains and manage our trains all the time.
Yeah.
Whether that's
we do have to take into account though, because like it's 780 per minute now. We can go maximum, right? Mm-hmm. I currently have a train line that goes from the swamp to the Golden Coast, and it takes approximately, with one hill in there, but it comes down on one hill back. It takes 7.5 minutes to get to the swamp, and 5.5 minutes to get to the Golden Coast.
How many slots are in the train station, the freight station? Do we know that?
I'm pretty sure it's 30 something, isn't it?
Okay. 30 something. If it's a basic ore node, that's is it 200 stack size for iron, or is it 100?
200.
So
you're testing me here.
You're looking at 6 per minute. Within what, 6 minutes, that is full.
Yeah. So
it's a full station.
It's pretty rapid because I'm pretty sure it's 200.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's 200. We should have actually researched this because
it didn't occur to us at the time.
Yeah, because I do know that when my train comes and picks it up and takes it to the swamp, the carriages aren't full, right? And they're only just a bit half full. So I'm just wondering if that 1,200 is going to push it to, but then it all depends on how many trains I've got. I've got 7 trains doing a lap picking up from that.
That is a lot of ore that you are processing.
And they've got 18 carriages with 6 locomotives on. So, and it's keeping optimal speed.
Yeah. But that's going to change. And then if you're using trucks, you can't just add more. Well, you can add more trucks to your roads. But the problem is, the more trucks that you have, if it's nearby to a player, unless they fix that, you're going to have some accidents, as I'm sure you're aware.
I'm definitely aware, because everything was running fine, because I was like, it's only a short distance. Let's put a couple of trucks down. Eventually, I think it was like 48 trucks, I believe it was something on the lines of that. And I already started seeing stuff happening. And what the problem was when a train was coming into render distance, it comes a solid. And it then, if it's phasing through another one, it then
plings.
Pops. Yeah, launches. So I scrapped that whole thing. I was like, I can't have this.
That's going to be even worse now.
Yeah. But speaking of the belts, what do you think your recipe is going to be for it?
I really don't know. I think we can expect it to be the new Fixite Trigons.
I agree.
Trigons, I agree. Yeah. But I think there's going to be something else. The thing is, I think the Mark 6 belt needs to have something to stop us from just spamming it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, there's no point in using anything else.
Yeah. I think I talked to you about. I think it's going to cost us, because I think computers are going to be involved in this, and I think potentially it's either going to take the neural quantum processors or the time crystals.
Yeah, potentially. Or maybe, just thinking about it, maybe the superposition oscillators. It's not really teleportation, but it's an advanced item that's related to the transporting of items.
it could even take them what we're kind of calling it at the minute, from what we can breakdown is the strange antimatter fluctuators, right?
Yeah. It
Maybe
could
that.
well, the thing is, if it was that, I mean, what it looks like with quantum at the moment is that our only real drawback is the amount of strange antimatter.
There's so many big words.
Sam or stuff that we're going to be using for this.
Yeah.
And I think we'll use it somewhere within the production line, but I don't think it'll be the fluctuators. I think that's needed elsewhere with like the converters.
Yeah. The only reason we're calling them the fluctuators, by the way, is because when there's multiple times you see Snut during the video kind of do the whole glitchy thing, and then there is the clearest one where he says fluctuators, and it kind of the audio stops the scrambling, and you can kind of hear the rest of it. Yeah, and then as we know from the Satisfactory wiki from the unreleased stuff, there's an item called the
fluctuator.
Sam fluctuators, yeah, which is where we got a lot of the other stuff right from, which is, the quantum encoder and all that stuff. But we'll get to that stuff later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm on the same playground. I think it's going to be either the fixite or the fixite trigons. That will go into there.
Well,
sure.
I'd say the fixite trigons, because if I remember rightly in the trailer, it was saying it's like the perfect build material. And so
you could even just throw some aluminium with it.
Maybe. But I still think it would be too easy by that point
That's true,
to build, because you have everything.
Yeah, because what goes into the fixite trigons, it's it's either iron, deuterium, or aluminium, which then goes in with the strange antimatter fluctuators, again, what we're calling it. That then goes into the converter, which makes the fixite iron ingots, and then the constructor into the fixite trigons. But we obviously don't know the per minute and item and all that kind of stuff yet. So we'll
that's
see how
actually
that
a good transition into the converter, I think.
Converter.
Yeah. So what do you think about the converter?
So the converter is, when it first got announced, I didn't spot it. It wasn't until you mentioned it, and then it was behind the thing. I was like, spicy. And I saw the fluids, but obviously the converter. I think it's a cool building, and it's the first of its kind that brings in an item that doesn't need a node.
Yeah.
And I feel like this building is going to be massive, and I mean massive, for end game production, just because of the flexibility this building can give you, and also how it can change everything in regards to, if you want to build more nuclear plants, you could do. If you want to, because you can bring in more uranium, we can kind of see that. And like the other one that's kind of big, and there's multiple recipes in there. But it's a building that is going to be vital for endgame production and change literally everything. It does fluctuate power, I do believe, right?
Yes, power? As well.
Yeah.
It's another big thing. I agree with you fully. I think it's going to be used as a tool for most players, just to have that flexibility, like Snut mentioned, in terms of if you need more resources, you can convert resources that are readily available into what you need, and you can chain them together so that you can have any resource. But I think the real strength here lies with the min-maxers, who really like to squeeze as much as possible out of the game. Like you will be able to get more uranium or more sulfur or deuterium if you need it. The only real limit, I think, here is, well, obviously the SAM, however they're doing that, whether we're getting more nodes, which I think we are. I assume we are.
Well, we did talk about it earlier, right?
Yeah, you mentioned the new node.
Yeah, so as we know, for those that are, even if you don't know, we've got quite a few nodes that have been removed, and it's come to my attention that that's where the new SAM ores could be located, because it needs to be more around the ores to help with production later on, and the only one we know exactly right at the minute is the one that's in the Crater Lakes, right?
It'd be interesting. I don't know if you checked whether that's actually in the place of where another node was.
It's not. It's where a Somersloop was.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's just behind, because I was there the other day and we went to it and we just, matched it up. And there's a Somersloop just in front of it. So I don't know if that Somersloop is there. I couldn't see it, I couldn't hear it, and I couldn't see the pink glow. But there is like an island in front of that, which does mean, for those who like to spam water extractors in that location, you're not going to be doing that there now, because you'll have to work around that island.
Shallow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And obviously, with that, if you are someone who likes to really min-max, just to go back to my point, I think along with power now being a much bigger requirement, as you mentioned, the fluctuating of power, all of the new buildings, by the looks of it so far, use that, which I think we'll talk about in a little bit. But the other thing is performance-based for our PCs.
Yeah.
That is going to be the limit. That's going to be the hard limit for our factories now, not the amount of resources, because there isn't really a hard limit on the raw resources that we have, because we can convert it all. And obviously the new resources and stuff that it's producing, fantastic, great to have expanded production lines, but the fact that it converts items is just such a huge game changer for us all.
It's just like you don't need to travel across the map. You might not want to put a thing. You might just want to get a quick, bunch of bauxite at this location. So you're just going to instantly put a cord of 200 copper in there. I think that's what the recipe is: 200 copper to 120 bauxite inside that, if I'm not mistaken.
The only other thing, sorry, just to jump in, because you're absolutely right, is when the converter will be available. And if it's specifically with quantum tech, it sounded like it was phase 9, but it might be that the converter isn't specifically quantum tech, and it might be available earlier, in which case it's going to work fantastically for anyone who's trying to set their middle to let's say early late game factories. I think I would like to see it maybe 7 or 8. But I feel like they are going to put it in 9 as the first unlockable, because you're going to unlock the fixed site stuff straight away. That's the building you need for fixed site stuff. That's going to be the building you're going to need to with the fluctuators. And then logistics. From there, after that, you'll probably need the trigons, maybe as a milestone with some of the other stuff from the fluctuator, the converter. To unlock that milestone, to get the quantum encoder. Wait. If we need the SAM fluctuator in order to build it, do you think they'd be unlocked together, or would that be available earlier?
I think when we get into tier 9, the first one we're going to go for is I think we'll have Samoy unlock. There'll be a button for Samoy so we can mine it.
Yeah.
And then that'll unlock the fluctuators, these strange antimatter fluctuators. And then there'll be another one next to it, which will be the converter. Because I think we'll need the fluctuators to unlock that, with maybe some stuff from tier 8 and 7.
Okay. Just to throw a curveball, you don't think it's related to MAM research? Because there is a MAM research that is grayed out that we don't know. And we can harvest resources earlier on. Like, you can start mining uranium without researching uranium-related tech.
Maybe. I never thought about that.
Neither did I, until right now.
Yeah, because when we looked at the hard drive video, there was a line there. And then we also saw, as you stated in, I think, one of your videos as well, the hard drives, some of the buildings are actually grayed out.
Yeah.
So
looks like we're getting new, hopefully, early to mid-game factory buildables, which would be nice.
So it could be something to explore as another video, maybe, I don't know, this week, is we look at that hard drive and now potentially look at what the recipes are that could go into the new buildings. Got a frog in my throat.
Yeah, potentially.
So, yeah.
There's so much... Watching these videos, I'm getting more questions than I am answers, even when Snut's explaining everything.
Yeah. And even now, when we're talking about it, we're going down a deeper hole.
Yeah, this is a 20-minute video.
We've got a list. We was like, we need to make this at least a 20-minute video. If it goes to 30 minutes, it's fine. I guarantee. How long have we been recording right now?
We're at 20 minutes.
We're already there and we've not even touched on... It's just allow it. It's going to be maybe a one-off.
Just accept it.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoy it, guys. If you want more of this, just let us know.
Yeah. Oh, where's my list gone? Okay.
I think we can touch on the quantum encoder after that now.
Yeah, so we won't talk about just the liquids just yet that comes from the converter.
Yeah.
We'll get to that after the quantum encoder. But do you want to talk about the quantum encoder?
So my first point on the quantum encoder is actually the liquids. So I'll just say it. We can bounce off that. But the big thing from the quantum encoder for me, one of two big things is the pink juice, as you put it, which is juice. The dark matter residue. I'm just calling it dark matter unless they actually give us dark matter, which is its own conversation. Which we'll save for a later date.
But fun fact, the dark matter, for those that don't know, is the we talked about this in a video, which was the nuclear pasta originally was going to be called dark matter.
Okay, we're talking about this now.
Yeah.
Do you really think that's the case? Because you still do exclamation mark give dark matter with pack, and you get the model of the dark matter, and it's just like the nuclear pasta, as you point. But they're two different items. And originally, I was of the belief that yes, you're right, that it is just they've reskinned it as nuclear pasta. But now that we have dark matter residue, I think that dark matter might still be in the game. I think we might be able to produce that with dark matter residue and pressure cubes, because that's what it's clearly made out of, and it can go towards a space elevator part.
I was just about to say that could be the last space elevator part.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later. We're jumping all over the place.
we can't help ourselves.
We're too excited, all right? We're factory nerds. Okay, but yeah, quantum encoder, residue, pink juice.
Back to that. Yeah. The big thing for me, other than the power shards, which we'll talk about in a moment, is the byproduct from all the quantum encoders is the dark matter residue, and you have to do something with it. You could store it, I guess, forever, unless we're able to flush it. Yeah,
we can. That's a good point.
Actually, because he hasn't mentioned whether we can. He just said that we can't just package it and sink it.
I did. The funny thing is, funny you brought this up because someone in my chat, you know him as well, called Little Bitz. He mentioned, why can't us constantly flush this? And I was like, imagine us doing that every 30 seconds. Just get someone in multiplayer to do it. And then I'm thinking about it. You can just put like 100.
Yeah, you do like a massive industrial buffer of like 1,000 buffers. You let it fill up and then you flush it and then you're done.
Just stack them. Don't tell Josh that. That's the next thing.
But the fact that let's argue the point that we're not able to do that. The fact that we have to find a use for it. That is really interesting. People struggled with aluminium when that was first brought in with the byproduct of water, right?
Water, yeah.
Obviously, we have easy solutions to that. You use wet concrete or you package it, your choice, but you can get rid of it, you can sink it. You can't do that with this. So that adds another level of difficulty for all players in the game.
Yeah, because new players, when they come up against that, the byproduct of water, it's like, what am I going to do with this? Like, am I going to package it? Am I going to... But the easiest solution is to make it into just wet concrete.
Yeah, or loop it back in, which is...
Yeah, loop it back in, which I've had... But I won't talk about that on here. But I've had problems with that. That's how I found the Mark II, Mark 1 pipe bug. Is never combine a Mark II and a Mark... Never combine a Mark II pipe and a Mark 1 pipe. That's how I found that bug out. So always just use one pipe. Even if it's like, I know because I'm a person that does it as well, is load balance liquid into machines. So I always put a Mark II pipe runway with Mark 1s going in. And I learned the hard way. Don't do that. Yeah.
The other thing that I had with the quantum encoder is obviously the power shards, the synthetic power shards. And the biggest thing for that is that it's going to allow us to produce more in a smaller factory, which is obviously going to be good for optimization when it comes to big factories, because I go down to like 15 FPS in my nuclear facility at the moment, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, because I think it's a really good thing as well, because like in my recent playthrough, I spawned in the power shards.
Yeah,
as I
we've
stated
done it as
in,
well
very
at
early
times.
on. Yeah, we're like, we've done the exploration thing over and over again, but now this gives us a reason to actually make it. So I think most mega builders now are going to build module until you get to that end game, because there's no point in going big early, because you're going to have to do all of this late game stuff, and it's going to take hours to go through all of that.
I tell you what, one thing that I really hope has come for 1.0 is the ability to copy and paste your power shards to things like your nuclear plants, your coal generators, water extractors. I swear, if they don't allow us to do that, I'm quitting.
Yeah,
I'm leaving the game.
Yeah. I'm uninstalling. Yeah, it needs to be. That needs to be done. But there's been multiple times where I put like 500 fuel gens down. I'm like, one in, click, boom, running up and down, and yeah. So hopefully that gets fixed.
But we can also jump with this, because the quantum encoder also uses a lot of power. It fluctuates in power.
Again,
the same with the converter, the same with the particle accelerator. Our late game factories are going to need either us to have huge amounts of power storage to cope with that draw, which we don't really use that much at the moment. That I feel that very few people have these big power storage plants, because it's just not that needed. Or the other thing is that it requires us to have to make use of the priority power switches and really working out what you want on each circuit. Or failing that, obviously, we're going to need to be producing a lot more power as well.
Yeah. There's how many stages of power is there now? You've got coal, you've got oil. Well,
don't
biomass,
forget biomass.
I shouldn't really forget that now.
Automated now.
It's not automated fully.
Or is it?
Well, you never know. You never know.
Could you imagine having a tractor with a reaper and you're just like driving around collecting biomass?
But the thing is, the excited photonic matter, the blue juice, is now coming from the atmosphere. What if it also does liquid biofuel?
Oh.
You never know. So, but who's going to use biomass? Like, the only reason I use liquid biofuel is for jetpack. That's it. I won't use it for thing back then.
I'm a turbo fuel man. I need to go fast and hard.
Right. But what if it might be used in recipes? In the liquid biofuel might need to go into blenders now for some recipes, and it might come from that machine. We don't know.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have more of a use for the liquid biofuel.
Yeah, it needs some love. I think I remember in the trailer, was it update 5? When we had all them signs in the forest, do you remember that?
Yeah.
And it was like liquid biofuel. What's this needed for on the sign? It was like, yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully they have something for it now.
Yeah, but it's a cool looking building. It's a big building. We've figured out the size is 6.5 in length in foundations.
I swear you were going to say it was about 6.5 inches then.
We won't go there total. Don't tell the people. I know we've spooned and everything, but whatever happens in Amsterdam stays in Amsterdam.
Well, I'm left speechless. The amount of comments we're gonna get now from people like, what happened? Tell us. We need a podcast on Amsterdam.
Yeah, well, you was saying El Grande a lot when I was walking down that street, so yeah.
Phrasing is so out of context.
Yep. Okay, where was we? Quantum encoder. The size of it, 6.5 in length, foundations in length, with 3 wide. It's got a chunky middle, and what's the inputs? It's got a solid output,
3 solid inputs, and 1
liquid input,
1 matter input. That's called.
Yeah. Well, it's not a gas, it's not a plasma, it's not a liquid, it's I'm just calling it juicy.
Why do they make it so complicated for us with small brains?
I don't know. It's the same with neural quantum processors and strange antimatter fluctuates.
They could have left it as
matter.
Quantum computers.
Somebody at Coffee Stain was too busy enjoying researching and wikis and looking into whatever. But yeah. I'm pretty sure there's an item we're missing from the quantum encoder. We've got power shards.
The Fixonium. Oh, we haven't even. Well, actually, no. We've also got the superposition oscillators. We've got the. The time crystals are in
quantum
the.
computers are in the input.
Time crystals.
Time crystals is coal into diamond. We need to touch on this because 600 coal is going to make 30 diamond per minute.
Yeah, that is.
That's
compact.
A chunk. If you think about it, though, it is a Mark III miner on a Mark VI belt that's a 60 output of diamond.
And we've got a lot more coal. We've got a lot more coal in game.
Yeah. We've got all the new nodes, and then we've got the extra 40% from Mark III miners now. So
exactly.
So there's a lot. But we've also got the superposition oscillator.
Mm-hmm.
We've not really seen much of that in the recent trailers.
All we know is
that could be
used for the space elevator part, right?
Yeah, and as we know, it states on there used in teleportation. If you've read the description, if you haven't, have a quick read of it. And we've had the superposition oscillator since 4 years ago now, since Fixmas.
Yeah, Fixmas.
Yeah,
first Fixmas.
Along with the quantum computer, which is now the supercomputer.
Oh, could you imagine if they've removed the superposition oscillator just to screw with us?
Yeah. If we was to speculate on the superposition oscillator, and we know it's used for transportation, and we go back to the wiki that involved possible, where we got the other items like the quantum encoder and all this stuff, there is a machine in there.
Yes.
Which is, what was it? The personal...
The remote
storage.
Was it remote storage? Personal storage?
Remote storage. Yeah. It's the one in the very, very early days of the trailer.
Yeah.
You can actually see... If you actually go back...
You can see it.
You might not have known this. You can see the quantum encoder in the original trailer, launch trailer, and the personal... what was it? The teleportation one?
Remote control units, remote storage.
Remote storage. Remote storage. And it looks weird. It might have a makeover. It might come in. But I'm curious on how that potentially could be used. Is it going to be an A to B storage? Is it going to be just personal storage to you as a pioneer?
Yeah.
Let us know, because I don't think we should speculate on this. I think the comments should do it.
I have my thoughts, but I'll keep them to myself for now.
Yeah. Because who knows, we might find out this Friday.
Well, the other thing is that what it was used for, if you go back to the coffee stain videos, they actually talk about it in one of them. And as to why it was scrapped, but we all know that coffee stain
drones
don't necessarily tell the truth. They like to keep us guessing.
Yeah, and what did they say in the previous video? Oh, we lied about them. Yeah, so liar, pants on fire. But yeah, supercomputers are now officially what we know as the quantum computers. We kind of noticed that in the video. Yeah, so we noticed hold on a minute, the manufacturer's taken in the recipe for the quantum computers. The supercomputers. But then it's outputting the quantum computers that we know.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on a minute. So this could be a change or something else is being... It does make sense, and it is something why... it doesn't make sense for a quantum computer to be made before the quantum machine.
Yeah, I speculated in the very first 1.0 release date trailer that maybe this has changed. Maybe this is not the supercomputer, but it's the quantum computer. Sorry, the quantum computer, but now the supercomputer. And my reasoning was because it just didn't make sense that we were putting quantum computers into quantum encoders. And Snut obviously mentioned that in the last video that was their reasoning as well. So the first thing that come to my mind was when Snut mentioned in the trailer, supercomputers are no more. I could just imagine Kibbs dying inside, just because he's known for saying supercomputers, and he loves the trash can style the items. So. And then he would have been relieved when he would have this is the new supercomputer. You got a new upgraded trash bin. So. It does look a bit like one of those big rusty metal round trash cans.
Yeah, like you see outside. And the old one is the one you get in your own kitchen when you put your foot on it.
Yeah. No, I do like the model of the quantum computer.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear that too much.
Yeah, but this has been in there because the quantum computer is, we know it's going to get made in the manufacturer, and we know the manufacturer is kind of showcasing it with the animation when the machine turns. So, right, is that the quantum coder done?
Yeah, I think we can touch on the Fixonium and how that affects the. Oh yeah, we were talking about power, weren't we?
Yeah, the power,
coal,
and also
fuel,
did we
turbo fuel, nuclear.
Yeah, because we've got there's so much of that, and to be honest, like fuel has had a big overhaul over the years, anyway.
Yeah, well, even in this one as well.
Yeah,
with the fuel gens producing more, I can't even remember, more power, but using the same amount of fuel.
Yeah, because they use 20, consume 12, and make 150. Right. Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head.
It used to be 15 fuel for 150, where now it's 12 fuel for 150. Yeah. So fuel source Fixonium, the IKEA lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is made from singularity cells.
Yeah, the Death Star looking things.
Nuclear pasta.
Is it?
Is it?
I thought it was going into the particle accelerator, so it was the
hold on a minute.
The singular cell and the plutonium and waste and the EPM.
Yeah, so we have a manufacturer.
DPM. Dark matter residue, sorry, that's the one.
There's so many big things in this. We know what we mean, we just can't get to the point to tell you about it. Like, I'm going to be honest, we know the recipe. You guys will probably put us in the comments and go, you mean this? Yeah. Like, if you want to put it in, put it in. But we know it's going to make the Death Star. The Death Star then goes in with plutonium and
the dark matter residue. Yes, yeah, that's the one. We got there.
And that makes the IKEA lamp. And the IKEA lamp then heads into the quantum encoder
with the electromagnetic
with the trigons,
control rods, the trigons, and the
pink juice.
No, blue juice.
Blue juice. Too much juice.
The excited photonic matter.
Yeah.
I hate you guys at Coffee Stain for this.
Could you imagine us trying to describe this in a Let's Play video?
Yeah, or even a guide, and you're like, the matter goes into this place. No, it's not happening.
In my previous video, I already put in about 4 flashes of text going computer, because I was talking about the quantum computer, but I was talking about the quantum encoder, and I was like, hold on a minute, what? I was already getting confused.
Yeah,
so.
It's a mind bend. It really is.
But it goes into the encoder. It then makes Fixonium fuel rods. And just before we started recording, I had a double check to see how much it could be making, and it looks like it could be around. This is a ballpark number. Potentially 1 per minute. Sorry, 1 per 20 seconds, 1 per minute.
I think it's slightly higher. I think it's 30,
you think
30 seconds maybe, or even a minute. But the thing is, we were both talking about this, and Snut jumped into my stream earlier, and I said, can you clarify when you say it's a worse type of fuel? Is it producing more radiation, or is it producing less power, or is it burning faster? And Snut's confirmed that it burns a lot faster, which is why we're basing our maths on these lower numbers, because plutonium it's 1 rod every 10 minutes, and then the uranium fuel rod is every 5 minutes.
And so we're looking at this.
It could either be half that, or it could be much lower. Is our thought around there? The big thing is no waste facilities now.
Yes, so we can do a full loop now.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have touched plutonium. I'd create the plutonium fuel rods and sink them, but I would never think of using that as in my facility.
Yeah.
Now I can.
And I need to touch on this as well, because I don't think people realize how hard and difficult it is to try and load balance to make these Fixonium fuel rods to be consumed but then because they need to be 100% consumed, stored or sunk to keep everything else going in the chain. And you need to keep it moving in the chain because otherwise you'll get plutonium backing up, you'll get nuclear waste backing up.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure this is something that you look at as a priority when it comes to making sure it's optimized. Otherwise, everything will back up. You're going to blow up your power plants and everything's going to backlog. And it's going to be extremely difficult to get all that set up.
I have been saying how much I think this is going to be a game changer, like the whole of 1.0. And it just shows from these like 4-5 little things that we've touched on, there are huge connotations for your factories. And I tip my hat off to anyone who wants to continue with their save come 1.0. Good luck to you, because I ain't going anywhere near that. I'm starting fresh. I'm doing a new playthrough. I'm not doing that.
100%. I think I agree with it. I think total, like as you said, I think you should start again. I think you should start again. It's not just that as well. One, it's the full experience of the game.
Yeah.
But on top of that, if you're going in and you're already on phase 3, the story, you would have missed the story from phase 1, 2, and you would have missed some things. So you might have missed achievement opportunities if you're an achievement hunter, especially when it comes to milestones, unless the milestones achievements unlock.
I know we haven't talked about this. I know we haven't even mentioned this, and we're getting on for time. But you mentioned the achievements. We've both seen them. I think they're too easy. Anyone can achieve them. I really want some more complicated ones. And it was brought up in stream today by one of my members, Minecraft, that he'd like achievements like produce, like automate one of every item, or to get through the whole game without using uranium power. Things like that would be just such a challenge that I would grasp and work towards. But it's like, okay,
I agree. I'm in the same boat. I do think they're easy. I think the difficult ones are on there is to get the coffee cup, because you need to complete the game to get it. You need to complete the space elevator. The other one is more of a time-based one, because you need to sync 1,000 coupons. You need 1,000 coupons, which is the golden nut. So that's the other one, which is a little bit harder to get because that's more time-based, and it could be quicker depending on the items you put into your resources. So,
But it feels, looking back at them now, a bit of a miss in terms of missing the mark. I mean, it's great that anyone can achieve it. It's great.
Maybe they can still get added.
Well, I'd definitely be down for an expanded. Maybe they're just holding them back so we don't try and like work out something from them. Because
damn content creators trying to break everything down. But yeah, I do think they're easy. I think Matt, what if out of all the achievement, what's your favorite one? Because mine is the critical role.
I was going to say the critical role one with the Mesospheres.
Yeah, I'm a big lover of critical role. I watch. I'm currently on season 2, like episode 110, I think it is. And as you know, they're all about 3-4 hours long. So
I just no-brained them. I'd always have them on in the background whilst I was working on something.
Yeah. We was talking about this the other day, and I know this is not the topic of the video, but like we're just straying away to D&D. But I'm one of these that I can't put it on in the background. I have to watch it. Because I like to visualize the story in my head, like what they're doing, all this kind of stuff. I can't have it running in the background because just my brain goes. Only thing you heard right then was
but I'm sure I'll see it in a moment.
Fuel. So we're getting that. We have no waste. Like I said, it's going to be extremely hard. I don't think people understand how hard this end game is going to be. We won't even talk about Satisfactory Plus, what happens to that, because that's just ridiculous. And whatever they do with that, we'll get to it in 2 years.
The other thing, there's a new space elevator part.
Yeah, the jump pad. If anyone's ever played Apex Legends and you know who Octane is, you know he's a little crazy guy who throws something on the ground that makes him have a jump pad. It kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, it does look like that. That's the AI expansion units, right? I think I've got that name right.
I don't know. I've lost count of all these long names. I've got Toblerones for the Trigons, IKEA lamps for the other stuff. I've got Sam Juice, which is the fluctuators. Like,
yeah, it's yeah. Thanks, Coffee
One thing
Stain.
I was I don't know if anyone saw my thumbnail for the achievement video, but I made my own little achievement on there, which was kill a doggo. Imagine if that was an achievement. I feel like they might have hit the mark on that one. Missed the mark on that one. And I don't like doing it, but imagine if that was an achievement. I think everybody was sitting on 99% achievement completes, except one person. Yeah, I instantly DM'd Snot and I was like, why is this not a thing? And if I'm not, I'll quote unquote, what did he say? He literally put, easiest achievement of my life. That's what he put after I showed him. Because he likes to bonk it, if you remember. Was it update 4?
Yes.
Yeah, he bonked it on the head.
Yeah, with the... So. I thought it was a baseball bat, but isn't it...
Yeah, it was a baseball bat, right?
Was it?
What did I say?
I thought it was something else in the end.
No, I think it was a baseball bat.
Chat will let us know if we're mistaken.
Yeah.
But the other thing, going back to the space elevator parts, is that we do know that there are more coming.
Yep.
At least one more. I think it could.
Yep.
I think it could be to do with the dark matter. Actually,
yeah,
I've got a hint of that. But I think there might be something else as well. And the other thing is, why do we still have 6 inputs on the blooming space elevator? It drives me insane.
Yeah. Yeah. It's because we've never. There's no phase that ends with 6 items.
Yeah.
It is a weird one, and maybe that will be sorted for the end game.
Yeah.
But the other thing is what we're building the assembler for. The space things. Like I talked to Total earlier, and it kind of does make sense that we're making a ship, maybe, or maybe a cafe, because we see that little cube on the end.
The little food court.
The little food court thing. But then I was looking at the other end, and I was talking to Total, because we're like, we're not going to see a pelican land on the end of that, right? It's going to be a big freight ship.
Yeah. Big
but
one.
then I was saying, like, when we complete a milestone, we have our little bird that flies off. So where's he flying to? I feel like he's going to hook onto that little ledge thing.
But it's so like the little drone's so small and the space elevator's so big.
Yeah.
And just why?
I know. I was going to say something really bad right there, but
holding it back.
That in my experience. It looks really small, but it's fine. Anyway, back to being PG.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what we kind of building it for. And I what I would love, and I think most people agree, is yes, it is a little cafe. When we do complete it,
you can
maybe
go
we can go into it.
Yeah,
and we can just view over everything. I think that'd be nice.
Even if it's a teaser, like a little Easter egg, you can go up there and just view your world.
Yeah. And it'd be the good place, I think, when you pick up your coffee cup from that place, that's when the credits roll and you can continue your playthrough. I think that'd be a nice little end. We
were talking in my stream that what if after we do the space elevators and you've essentially finished the game, if then the space elevator becomes a bit like a sink and you have orders to fulfill, a bit like the vortex and shapes
yeah,
too.
kind of like World of Warcraft. You've got your end game dungeons and stuff. Like you've got your end game tasks. Like you could just for the funds of it and
and then you'd have the reason for the inputs actually if you had to automate the inputs of like X computers and supercomputers and quantum neural processor things.
Yep.
Maybe.
Like imagine if there's an achievement to make 50,000 tickets. Like
okay.
That's just too hardcore.
I wouldn't get that one.
God, imagine there's people just racking that up. Oh boy. Just leaving the PC on.
Yeah, just constantly.
Crypto.
On a dedicated server, just running constantly.
Yeah. But I guess we should move on to the quick last topic, because we are going on 50 minutes.
Yes. What was the? I don't have that one.
It is the little mark, the new blueprints.
Oh well, yeah. Well, that could it have been a herring? I don't think so. I don't think so.
No.
I
I feel like this past 2 years, I feel like we've all been saying red herrings and everything, but Snut has been honest. Last 2 years, really, if you think about it, when he's mentioned things, because they have come true. And I feel like we are playing ourselves, and he's sat there just going, I'm just doing what I need to do. And you guys are the ones that are going, So, because they planted that seed early on. I do think we're getting, I don't know if it's going to be a 6x6 or it could be something totally new. And as I mentioned to you this before, the way I would like to see blueprints used is if anyone's ever played Minecraft, take it. I'm going to take you back now. When you used to put down a quarry, you used to put down, for example, a beacon in one corner. Then you'll run to the other corner and you put down another beacon. It then creates a box. So you could build something and build something. And because now we have, bigger machines, we might need it, because at the end of the day, a quantum encoder is not going to fit on our current blueprint. So it would be understandable to do it that way. And it would have been nice. Maybe if beacons are coming back and they be using it that way, that'd be kind of nice. But that's the way I would like to see blueprints be utilized. And I think it should be up to the player, really, on how it works. But then again, it also depends on the engine.
Yeah, a lot of people have definitely been wanting the ability to not only do a bigger radius, but to be able to grab part of your factory that's currently running and just duplicate that. And so that could definitely be the case. I want to say that it's a larger blueprint designer. It's like a tier 2 version, but I think there's some new features that they're going to bring in. So you could be right with that. You could be with being able to spam beacons.
It's what I would like to see, but I don't think it's going to be realistic. I don't think we're going to get it that.
Yeah, it's just such a different feature to add in from the current system. Yeah,
we could have a Mark II. We could have a Mark III. We could, we know the mods support it, because there is mods that have bigger ones, so we know it supports it, and the engine runs fine with it. And I think, because what's the one we have now? Is it a 4x4? Yeah, and then we could have a 6x6 and an 8x8. I think that could work fine. But like you said, I feel like some people, including myself, would like to, copy something I've already put down. It could be a new tool we might get.
Could be.
Yeah, you just put it down and it could be, maybe, I don't think it'll be late game, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll find out this Friday coming.
This Friday. Yeah, this Friday.
Or if not, we will the week after.
Yeah. So hopefully you've all booked time off, because I know a lot of you have booked time off. I know a lot of you are going to get sick this weekend.
Well, you enjoy your holiday bits. I know I'm going to be working the whole.
We've both got marathon stream, because you're on the front page on the 10th, right?
Yes, and you're the next day.
And I'm on the 11th, So
we're going to be busy.
It's going to be bloody mental. So if anyone doesn't know, Total's doing a marathon stream. I'm doing a marathon stream. And it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, going to celebrate the launch.
Maybe we might record another one of these live on the marathon, because we might need a break.
Yeah, that's true. If you guys are interested, do let us know, because we're going to be working a lot. It might be nice just for us to chill for a bit and talk.
Just to talk about what's going on, what's your plans, how you finding update 1, what's your thoughts, what's the chat's thoughts, and all this kind of stuff. I think it'd be kind of a fun idea.
Or to discover how right or how wrong we were, even with all of these speculations.
Yeah. There's already been so many speculations about us going, these guys have already been playing it.
Doing a Let's Play series together, doing a regular podcast.
Yeah. For those that don't know, we did kind of do a little bit of a Let's Play one before, and it was like every Wednesday or something.
Yeah, we did a mini stream together.
Yeah, and then obviously we had different project commitments at the time. This is the reason, because a lot of you always ask, are you guys going to do a Let's Play together? Are you going to, you and Kibbs? we're very busy.
Yeah.
And Satisfactory is not one of them games you can record in 2 hours.
No. I think at that point I moved to Mexico, and it screwed everything up because obviously we had 6 hours difference between us. But
yeah, and we, like I said in a previous video, we have had a little bit of a discussion about it, but nothing was confirmed or anything. It was just like the only thing we could potentially do, but there's nowhere near yet or confirmed, so don't say it's coming. Is more of a pass it on site. Don't say that. Don't turn into Snoop. It's kind of like a pass it on kind of save. So I'll have it 1 week, and then Total will have it maybe 2 weeks from then, and Kibbs have it 6 weeks from then, sort of thing. We don't know, but we could have some fun with maybe some challenges that could be kind of fun. I don't know. There's a lot of people that asks.
Yes.
And even when we do address these, we still get asked.
Yeah.
Like, I did a 20 questions the other day, and then people was like, it was one of the questions was, are you starting a new save for 1.0? Yes. Oh boy, the amount of people that's asking, am I starting a 1.0 new save for 1.0 is ridiculous. Yeah. But anyway,
all the time.
I think we're strafing on topic.
We are, right.
Last item was the lasers. We saw the machine.
Oh, yeah, we haven't really...
Yeah, some more. It's the last topic, by the way.
Okay. So I have 2 ideas as to what it could be. The first one is that it is extracting the energy of the Somersloop, and it's going to produce a different item, and that it will also be able to use them for the Mercer Sphere. And my reasoning behind that is I've already done a video why I think that the manufacturer that we saw with the purple flames and the electricity around it was producing double the amount of resources.
Double the amount,
despite the overclock on that one as well. And so I think it could be a duplication item, and I presume we wouldn't just stick the Somersloop into a slot in the manufacturer, but we'd need another item like we do from slugs to power shards. We need to produce it somehow.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with you on this because if you look, and we're going back to the wiki again, there is other variants of the machines like Mark IIs and stuff. And the simplest way, in my eyes, then rather than making new machines that have a different variant, a different, texture and all this kind of stuff, different look. And it could be that we do get a new item and it is something you put into a machine and it gives you kind of like a Mark II variant of the machine. The
only reason I would question that is because we only have a set amount of Somersloop. And so I don't know if it's 50 or 100. I think it's 150 Mercer Spheres.
100.
According,
150 Somersloops. 50 Mercer Spheres, right?
Is it? I'm just going off
the
achievements. So I don't know off the top of my head, but it doesn't seem like that many, especially if it has a second use as well. It doesn't seem like a lot of machines that we can use that. If it is a Mark II variant. And you'd think they'd probably want something like that, really, just to limit the performance strain.
Yeah. Because imagine if you could put down, allow the double product, but then you could put a crystal in there as well to, like, at the end of the day, the less machines you put down, the more FPS you have.
Yes.
So the better performance. So it's like, it is an easier solution than spamming 40 machines. Because if you think about it, like Snut said in the video, 40 machines for one Mark VI belt coming out of a Mark III miner. It seems like a lot, but it's a lot for people who don't build large buildings. But if you could eliminate that, if you were to put 200% things in there, you're going to bring that down to 20.
Yeah.
So and if you was able to put that into a Mark, if you was to upgrade it with a Somersloop or whatever with this the ideas of what it could be, you could be limit down to 10. And
I think it could well be to do with that. But then again, with the Somersloop there, it also looks like it could be another building altogether. My other guess would be, given that we have received everything that they said they weren't adding from the Wikipedia list, the only things that are left are the powered wall, supposedly replaced by the power the power joints on the walls. I don't think that's the case.
Wall attachments.
Yeah, I think we're getting some kind of wireless power, which is why we saw the purple power joints in that video. Or it could be the remote storage. I think it could be that, and you put an item in.
Yeah, it could be the remote storage. That's. I think that's where I'm kind of leading to.
Yeah.
Is what we're seeing is the back of the machine, and you have to put a Somersloop in there to power it, to utilize it. Right?
Do you think it would be used up, or if you can use it as long as the Somersloop is in the machine?
No, I think it's more of a balance thing. So I think there is 50 Somersloops, we kind of said, right? Something like that. So that's possibly 50 remote storages. So you're not spamming them everywhere. You're not making a massive... Because every item in the game, there's more than 50 items in the game, right? Kind of think of it. There's got to be.
There's over... I think... buildable items that you use for buildings, I think there's just over 30, but then we've got a load of new items as well.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't really count ore into that.
Yeah,
so.
me neither. Yeah.
But like, if you think about it, like 50 is a good limit. You're not going to be spamming them everywhere. You could be. It's more of a. But even 50 seems a lot.
Yeah. But if you're using it for multiple things, then like you say, that balance could be. Like, do you want to get double output, or do you want to be able to collect your items? I know I'd probably use it for all of my storage, because everyone deletes my inventory all the friggin' time. Yeah.
The other option is personal teleporters.
I think that might be Mesospheres.
Mesospheres, you think?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, is we put a machine down. I would like teleporters. I think teleporters for personal travel, I think would be nice. As much as I love traveling on my train lines, I think it'd be kind of cool just to... the way that we kind of set up is kind of like a drone port. So you go over to it, you maybe open the UI or something, and you click on it, and that will set the destination where it's going to go to. And I feel like you'll do it that way.
I think that could work. Or the other way is that there are only 2 teleporters that are linked. And so you'd have like a teleport hub that could go to each of the...
Exactly, yeah. I think that's... possible solution with the Mercedes, but I'm thinking we do find out about the Somersloops and Mercedes this week. I think that's 100% confirmation.
Yeah, I cannot wait. If you guys want us to talk about this after the video's gone live on Friday, do let us know, and maybe we'll be able to squeeze in some time really quickly to do another video like this. Yeah,
we could release another one on Sunday next week, maybe.
Maybe. Just in time for 1.0.
Yeah. Then whenever we do one after that.
Yeah.
So
right, we will leave it there. Guys, do check out Bitz if you haven't already. I'll put a link below in the comments.
Ditto.
Yeah, and I hope you've enjoyed this.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been different. It's been more of a chill video. Now we just kind of need to edit this and put it together. So
yeah.
It should be fun.
No, shall I? I might not edit that much. I think it's been quite a nice...
I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll just kind of just leave it the way it is, right? We'll just kind of do it. And then maybe if we do one on next Sunday, depending on what people think, would you like to see more visual representation?
Okay, yeah.
So they can kind of see maybe a bit of B-roll over it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. And always from me, keep smiling, and I'll see you in another video.
And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.